Welcome to our demonstration of Maryland's electric vehicle charging suitability tools. These tools have been incorporated into Maryland's existing EV dashboard and metrics and were developed by the Maryland Department of Transportation to identify key areas within Maryland for deploying publicly available charging infrastructure for light-duty electric vehicles, also commonly referred to as EVs. Because there are unique challenges and barriers for charging depending on where you live and work, the Maryland Department of Transportation developed separate tools that determine suitability for charging along Maryland's EV alternative fuel corridors, which is being shown now on the screen, as well as charging in neighborhood and at amenities and destinations within the state, at high-density residential areas, as well as at workplaces. Each represents a unique opportunity for EV drivers to charge. These tools are intended to be used by stakeholders such as local governments, local businesses, nonprofits, communities, as well as those within the EV industry who are interested in the siting of EV chargers. These tools will guide infrastructure planning statewide, close gaps in Maryland's charging network, and provide charging confidence to EV drivers. So what is suitability and how is it shown? At a high level, the suitability tools were designed to create a visual representation of where charging is needed most under a given charging scenario, such as corridor or workplace charging. These analysis are based on the state's planning goals to build out a comprehensive publicly available charging network. In each of these tools, suitability is shown as hexagonal bins or hex bins. These represent 1 mile areas of the state. This allows for an apples to apples comparison versus census tract or zip codes, which vary greatly in shape and size. The hex bins represent weighted scores that are illustrated here as a scale from 1 to 6, with 1 being the most suitable for electric vehicle charging infrastructure and shown as the darkest color pink, and 6 being the least suitable, as shown in the color gray. You can click on the legend in the upper right, as I have done, to view the suitability color scheme, as well as the visual attributes of any of the other layers that are currently turned on by the user. So while the suitability layer is an important indicator of the state's planning goals, the Maryland Department of Transportation recognizes that our stakeholder planning needs may be different. That is why, in addition to the suitability layer, which is found in the data layers to the left, we've incorporated additional layers which can be toggled on and off by clicking on the eye located to the right of the layer name. Layers can be toggled off individually by clicking on the arrow next to the data layer and then using the eye icon to the right of the data name. Layers can also be toggled off by the group by using the eye icon next to the group to toggle on and off data layers, as I'm currently doing. Additionally, users can toggle on the satellite imagery to get a better view of the existing infrastructure at any given location or site. Users can also search for an address using the address bar located at the top right corner. You can enter an address and the address will pop up and you will go just click on that address and it will take you to that location. And if you need any more help on instructions, you can click on the instructions button located on the lower left screen of the map in the gray bar. A pop-up box will pop up with instructions. And then you can click off to exit it. Detailed information about these charging categories, as well as the methodology for the suitability of each category, can be found in the user guide located on the EV Plan website, which you can get to using the link right here under the description. Or you can go to the EV Plan website and click under Resources and click on the Suitability Analysis. Each of the individual guides are located to the right and provide additional information on the methodology and the scoring behind each of the scenarios. Additionally, there's an additional suitability layers guide located at the bottom right on the EV Plan website, which provides information and definitions on all of the additional layers that have been incorporated in our suitability tools. If you have any additional questions or suggestions for improving the suitability tool, you can complete the at the bottom of the page. Thank you.